What is it?
It's like, hey, Yaz, what does it look like?
Like it.
Actually, I don't know.
God, I can't even see it. What the hell is wrong with
No, it's straight up and down.
No, it has something on the side, Robert.
We gotta get a picture of it.
Oh.
Yeah? Uh-oh, Iron Man, sorry.
Probably the
What is that?
super people. Maldakian. Might be the super people, Maldakian. It's holding its position straight up and down.
It's one straight up and down and staying that way.
You see it? Oh, yeah. You'll know when you guys see them.
It's like a. This looks like a person with his arm sticking out.
See it, John?
No, I don't see it at all.
Oh, there it is, to the left. Oh, yeah.
Where? Did you point it somewhere?
Right over here, look at it. John, Angela. Yeah. See it?
Yes.
Oh my God, give my left nut.
Yeah. Okay, you're low.
Torture.
I've seen it.
You're high.
I lost it.
I'm looking. Oh, there it is. I got it.
The Michelin Man?
I don't know. It looks like a person almost.
It almost looks like a person, right?
Yeah, it looks like a person almost.
Yeah, exactly. Like a person.
Saw his hair.
Is it moving?
Yeah,
It's a person? Yeah.
I mean, it appears.
It appears like a person, but it's an anomaly.
Does it look like a marshmallow? What? It looked like, the marshmallow man, but like with a, he's got something in it. Oh, low, you're low.
He's got it?
Yeah, like you had it. You have your iPad? You're low. I know it's here somewhere, but it's flying. It's flying.
Oh, I can't believe I lost it.
I think it might be the super beams. But so that's kind of perfect.
You got him?
Recording and everything. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more.
Oh my God, I gotta get this guy.
Still on it?
Right, you're right.
Lost it for a second.
Let's see exactly where your camera is.
What's up everyone, Truth Seeker here, and today I'm going to go over Project Bluebeam. I don't know if too many of you have heard of Project Bluebeam before, but it was a experimental program that they was going to try to use holograms in the sky by using satellites, and they was going to make it look like Allah was appearing, I guess, to the Middle East in hopes that it would make them stop their war. And I don't know, it was stupid. Like, it was like they really wanted to do this, and I guess the project itself was denied. They pretty much just told them no. But these satellites still they're already there in the sky. Anytime that you hear about something that they want to actually finally make noticeable, they want to make it sound like, hey, we want to do this, they already done it. They've already been doing it, and now they're just trying to make it normal. They're trying to make it to the public to where see what the public's reaction would be to it. So, and that's a lot of stuff. The chemtrails are like that. I mean, the CIA director was just saying, hey, we would like to do this project, even though that they've been doing it for the last 30 years. But yeah, Project Bluebeam is another one of these. And the use of the hologram projectors in the sky could actually produce some really, really trippy, bizarre images. Okay, now I'm gonna show you some clips here, and you'll see what I am talking about. Let's see if I can find one. This one was the most recent one, and it was the city in the sky. And this was reported in China, I believe. Not 100% sure if that's where it was, but take a look at it and see what you think.
So I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend, but there was hundreds of people reporting they saw a floating city in the skies above China. It was on Chinese news stations, and there's even a clip of it. And it's been explained away as an optical illusion in the comments sections of these YouTube videos that in China the scientists have explained it, and it has to do with the way that cold, dense air at the surface bends light reflected from a distant object, otherwise known as a fata morgana. Looks something like this. Although, in my opinion, this video, it looks a little bit high off the ground for that to be the case, but that's what they're claiming. But there have been other sightings of these cities appearing in the sky that cannot be so easily explained away. And I don't know if you guys remember back in 2012 when an entire African village saw what appeared to be a city floating in a cloud over their village. And the way they described it was beautiful tall buildings inside of it with tarred roads and cars. It was like a flying city, and from it I could hear the sound of machines making noise just as you would hear at a Shaka cement factory. Obviously that wasn't a reflection of their city, because they don't have tall buildings, they don't have tarred roads, so either all of these people were on crack and they hallucinated this, or somebody's playing with their toys over an area where they know people aren't going to have cell phones and whip out their iPhone and be able to film it. And I know some people have said it, and it was the first thing I thought of too, Project Bluebeam. There are people that claim that Bluebeam was never really an actual thing the government ever considered, that it was entirely made up. And I just want to point out to you that it's not. I actually came across this article in unrelated research, and it turns out they're talking basically about Bluebeam in here, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's an article from the Washington Post from 1999 called "When Seeing and Hearing Isn't Believing." And the different things they came up with, get to this part where it says, Allah on the holodeck. It talks about all these psyops that the Pentagon was planning against the Iraqis after the invasion of Kuwait in 1990, and one of the things they came up with was, what if the U.S. projected a holographic image of Allah floating over Baghdad, urging the Iraqi people and army to rise up against Saddam? A senior Air Force officer asked in 1990. According to a military physicist who was given the task of looking into this idea, the feasibility had been established of projecting large three-dimensional objects that appear to float in the air. But could they do it over Iraq? And it says that they calculated that projecting such a hologram over Baghdad several hundred feet would take a mere more than a mile square in space, as well as huge projectors and power sources. And they weren't sure what Allah looked like. But then it goes on to say that the Gulf War hologram story might be dismissed were it not the case that Washington Post had learned a super secret program was established in 1994 to pursue the very technology for PSYOPs application. The holographic projector is described in a classified Air Force document as a system to project information power from space for special operations deception missions. So they were going to do it. They were looking into it. And that's back in 94. So in 90 they came up with the idea, started looking into it. In 94 they were pursuing it. Who knows what they actually have today. But they probably wouldn't test it here where every other person and their grandma has an iPhone. They're going to test it in places like in Africa, in some village where they're banking on the fact that the people aren't going to have iPhones. Not only that, but I just want to point out really quick, and by now you're probably figuring out that this mysterious sighting in China just gave.
It's interesting that she says that, because as I've also learned that there's a lot of suppressed technology out there that we're not told about on a daily basis. And most of these PSYOP projects were a part of the MK Ultra experiments and a lot of other underground experiments that they had about mind control and trying to make people do stuff. They a system of persuading, or in other words, mind fucking. How to trick someone into doing anything that you want them to do. But let's get back to the topic of the Project Bluebeam. There's just a lot of cool things. If you don't understand how the holographs actually really work,
We're not sure what it is. Is it some sort of balloon that's lit? It's not moving. It's circular in nature.
See,
it looks solid.
what I think their main goal is now, since they can't do the Allah project, which they still might end up doing it anyways, is they want to trick people into thinking we're under some kind of a invasion or a fake rapture or a whole bunch of other things. They're gonna make it to where each country has their own version of what's going on. So, you know, the Middle East is gonna see Allah, the Christians are gonna see Jesus, Catholics are probably gonna see Jesus, maybe, I don't know. They might make a fake state, I don't know. There's no telling what technology we really have now. If we actually have the projector technology that could come from the sky, they can make anything happen. And if a lot of people see that shit, they believe it. Seeing is believing to a lot of people. Understanding the technology behind it and knowing that it's physically possible and can actually be done by someone is a totally different belief system, and that's one thing a lot of people don't have. They will immediately shut down an idea because it's something that's not in their belief. But if you step outside the box, you can actually really start seeing a whole bunch of weird stuff. Like, I don't want to get into all the UFO reports or anything like that, and because I don't feel that it's aliens. Like, I think that we're so primitive to someone that would be able to travel, you know, hundreds of light years through space in minutes. Why would they care about us? We're the ones that still basically like cave people to them. So I don't think it's aliens visiting us. I think this is just technology that's suppressed from us that our government has. And yeah, they're testing it out on people just to see what the reactions are. This was a weird cloud, and they don't know what created this. Now, this is a perfect example of how Bluebeam can actually be used. This is daytime. Broad daytime. We got a Shrek-looking thing in the sky and some weird-looking craft like you would see in Star Wars. Flying around the weird Shrek-looking thing. I don't know what that thing actually is. I have no clue. Maybe it's a Death Star that's blown up. I don't know. But you see that? These are complete holograms. And so imagine if they used this for like making it look like it was UFOs. You know, imagine making them project UFOs in the sky and telling people, oh my god, we are being invaded. We need you to follow these exact orders. This is the only way that you're going to survive. There's a lot of weird stuff that they've been doing with this. And just watch this clip real quick. This is 2016, people. None of this stuff, this technology, is actually hard to believe anymore. All this is possible. It's already all broke down to a science. That's how possible it is. Don't be fooled by the technology that we're able to purchase and then what we actually really have. Don't be fooled by that. That's not 100% what my theory is, but it's somewhere up there. The whole point is fear. As long as they can fearmonger you into believing something, they know they can control you, and that's really the whole point of this Project Bluebeam. It's to decept you. It's to make you believe in something that's not real, in order for you to comply with what they want you to do. So I'm not telling you to believe in Project Bluebeam. I'm not telling you that this is the ultimate deal. I don't want you to live by this, but I at least want you to know about it. That way, if something does occur in the future and you sit there and go, wow, what am I seeing? You know that this is an option now. You know that you could say that this might be Project Bluebeam I'm seeing. Don't fall for the deception. That's all the time I got today. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Peace.